The Morning Majority on 630.
WMAL. 8:07 on The Morning Majority. I am Mary Catherine Ham. That's Brian Neiman.
Hello.
The other one's Brian Wilson. He's silent right now.
I'm coming down off the 5-hour energy drink. I'm sorry.
He's hit the crash.
I'm not particularly sure that stuff should be legal. I'm telling you.
Do not give them any ideas of things to ban.
They're listening. They're listening.
On the line, we have Representative Phil Gingrey of Georgia. He is on the committee looking into Solyndra, our favorite green company, now defunct with $535 million in government-backed loans. How you doing, Congressman?
Hey, Catherine, I'm doing great. You've got a face for television. What are you doing there with those lions?
I know.
Be quiet over there. We need her. We need her in the studio, Congressman.
Thank you very much. So I think the administration took an interesting tack yesterday and alleged that this all started with the Bush administration.
Yeah, they sure did, Mary Catherine. And of course, when they went through the chronology, they skipped right over the January 9th report from the credit committee in the Department of Energy under the Bush administration and said, hold on. Yeah, there's too many things about this company, and we recommend that we stop right now. And then 9 days later, after President Obama was inaugurated, then all of a sudden it gets fast-tracked by his people.
So it was back on the table 9 days later, after the Bush people said,
Exactly.
Congressman, as I looked at some of the stories that preceded your hearing yesterday, I was really sort of fascinated by the email traffic that was coming from the OMB, suggesting that they were getting a lot of pressure from the office of maybe one Rahm Emanuel, the office of the vice president, and they were sort of complaining that, we have some concerns about this, and we're getting a lot of pressure to sort of hurry up here and make a decision, but, we've got some concerns, and ultimately it does appear that they succumbed to that pressure.
Well, Brian, no question. What they had done is set up a press conference out at Solyndra. Vice President Biden was going. They had a date set and all the hoopla. And of course, the due diligence was not completed in the Department of Energy and OMB. And that pressure came through OMB to the Department of Energy. Hey, look, let's go ahead and we got to have this press conference because this is our number one project, our very first project for these solar panels, and let's get this done. It'd be terribly embarrassing, and so I mean.
What it turned out to be more embarrassing was the fact that they squandered $500 million.
Well, they had actually. Well, that's right. Ultimately, $500 million of taxpayers' money, and as all of you know, and looking at this carefully, and know you have, last year. Well, let's see, maybe February of this year, they were just about to go belly up. Private investors stepped forward with an additional $75 million, but they would only invest that money in the company if they had a primary position, and the taxpayers, the $500 billion you mentioned, got subordinated. And the Energy Policy Act of 2005 says you cannot do that. That's against the law.
No. So, what about the main backer of Solyndra going to the White House on 4 different occasions before the loan was approved of that? Do we know? I mean, it's impossible to figure out what the conversations were about, but what do we know about the link between the White House and, some of the top financial backers of Solyndra?
Well, not yet. Not much yet. We do have a week from Friday. A week from, I think, this coming Friday, we have both the CEO and the CFO of Solyndra, now defunct Solyndra, coming to a hearing, and actually without a subpoena, and they're telling us that they're not going to plead the fifth. So we will continue to pursue that. That should prove to be very, very interesting, all those visits to the White House.
All right, the administration and people in the administration have been saying, listen, we were fooled by Solyndra. We didn't realize how bad it was, and the FBI, as they're investigating, possibly saying, hey, they were doing some funny numbers. Is it possible that Solyndra was so slick that they convinced people in the White House that their product was a good one and that their business model was a good one moving forward, and that they deserve a lot of the blame more so than the administration?
Brian, that's possible. I mean, let's be fair, and it's a good question you ask because, I'm a member of the committee and oversight and investigation, and that's what we do. That's what we're charged to do to protect the taxpayers' money. And we want to connect all the dots and get to the bottom of this. But yes, it's very possible that they filed false reports, and they were very slick in doing that. And maybe that's why the FBI raided them and took all their computer records and that sort of thing. And we'll ultimately find out. But I think, without question, part of the problem here was that the administration was so determined to get started on renewable energy, whether you're talking solar or wind or whatever, anything but fossil fuel burning and other alternative means of energy production. But they were just so hell-bent and determined to get this going that I think, quite honestly, the biggest problem was rushing to judgment and not doing the due diligence that's absolutely required. And of course, the General Counsel of the Department of Energy said, hey, it's okay to subordinate the taxpayers' dollars to some other investor. That might be okay in the private sector, but you would have to get the person that was first in line to agree to that. I don't think any taxpayers were consulted on this workout deal or whatever they want to call it.
Congressman, when it comes to protecting the taxpayers in the future, we hear about all this money possibly flying out of DOE this month, perhaps. Is there any assurance that we could get some due diligence on those loans?
Mary Catherine, we talked about that yesterday as well, and the witnesses were two people that were not career employees. They were political appointees, and they were very sharp, very intelligent. One with DOE and one with OMB. And we talked with them about it. I said, look, you got another $10 billion. I mean, this $500 million is gone. And unfortunately, there's very little we can do to get that money back. Oh. But we're very concerned with another $10 billion and how that's vetted.
All right, here's the bottom line question. As you continue this investigation, is there any criminality involved?
Well, I think it's a matter of what the FBI find and maybe eventually the Department of Justice, if they have enough evidence to turn something over to them. I think, Brian, we're probably a ways from that, but we're gonna be still investigating this deep into the fall because there are a lot of dots that need to be connected.
Okay.
Thank you, Congressman. Great to have you on the program as always.
Guys and gal, thanks a lot. It's fun being with you.